Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 1866A, and today's date is May 13th, 2019, and the title of the episode is Mainstream Media Deep State Central Bank Didn't See This Coming. Trump has shadow trade deals. Now, this is the time of year that most of us have a big old clear out. We get rid of all the stuff that's collected through the winter. And lots of us have a few jobs in our lifetime. Some, I'm sure, we'd rather forget. Yet, because of these jobs, in your clear out, hidden away in the back of a cupboard or a file cabinet, there might be a gold mine. Many of those jobs came with benefit packages that probably included a 401k. Now, lots of you probably haven't given a moment's thought to those old papers they gave you when you left, but there's probably more in them right now than your checking account. And you can use that money so you don't have to miss out in your senior years. Imagine not having to worry about the bills anymore. Noble Gold can show you how to blow the financial dust off those files, revitalize the dead money, and catapult your retirement savings into orbit. Just for May, to celebrate Memorial Day, they are offering a solid silver Trump 2020 coin and a 10-ounce silver bar for anyone rolling over an IRA or cash deal over $20,000. Sound good? Talk to the team over at Noble Gold today and call 877-646-5347 and make sure to mention X22 Report to get the patriotic silver combo of 11 ounce of free silver. Protect your retirement by investing in a gold IRA, and click the link below in the description area. Let's get into the economic collapse financial news. Now, what's very interesting about everything that's been going on, we know that the Patriots, they have this plan, and a lot of the work has been going on behind the scenes, and all we're seeing is what is being put out there. But we're really not seeing what is happening behind the scenes. Well, today we got a glimpse of what Trump was doing in 2017. Now, many people thought he was just touring Asia, but that's not what he was doing. He was setting up shadow trade deals. Why? Just in case China's deal fell through. There's always a contingency plan. Everything has been worked out, and they've been doing this about 3 years before Trump was even elected. This was all laid out, and they made sure that if this didn't work, they had things set up to move forward, and we're going to be talking about that in just a moment. But first, I wanted to head out to the UK because it looks like things are starting to change out in the UK. Nigel Farage, his new party, the Brexit Party, is way ahead in the UK polls for the European Union elections to take place on May 23rd. This is happening because the Prime Minister could not get her deal, which is really an EU deal, through Parliament. And she cannot deliver the Brexit. And remember, she said she was going to do this. She was going to come up with this great deal. And everyone in Parliament saying, we don't like this. This is not good for the people. She has failed. And she's failed miserably. Her party is in tatters. And we see there's dissatisfaction with both the Labour left and the Tory right in the UK. The political class is the enemy of the Brexit. People want to throw them all out. Gee, is this starting to spread around the world? Look at Italy. Look at the United States. The people have had it with the elite. Look at France with the yellow vests. So Nigel Farage right now, who is the grandfather of Brexit, he started this party. He's getting the votes. The people like what he's saying, and he's pushing this forward. He will win the EU battle and then position his new party to deliver a real clean Brexit very shortly in an upcoming UK election. By winning the largest portion of the UK seats in the new EU Parliament, Farage will be in the driver's seat in Brussels. The people are speaking up. The people are saying, we have had enough. And guess what? It is spreading around the world. A little bit here, a little bit there, but it's starting to spread. The IMF, the BIS, the ECB, the Fed, the elite leaders, they all realize this, that it's starting to fall apart. Now, as we discussed yesterday, the China trade deal did not happen. Now, this doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. It means we finally have a president that is holding his ground and actually negotiating instead of giving away everything and making himself personally wealthy over a deal like past politicians. Trump is battling the mainstream media, the deep state, the central banks, China, the elite everywhere, to get good trade deals, to bring businesses back to the United States, to bring manufacturing back to the United States, and make America great again. He tweeted out the following: I say openly to President Xi and all of my many friends in China that China will be hurt very badly if you don't make a deal, because companies will be forced to leave China for other countries. Too expensive to buy in China. You had a great deal, almost completed, and you backed out. Remember, they're not used to dealing with someone who is actually negotiating. Trump is not negotiating for his personal wealth. He's negotiating for the people of the United States. And when you read this tweet, there's a reason why he said a couple of things in here. That China will be hurt badly if you don't make a deal, because companies will be forced to leave China for other countries. Now we know there's tariffs, but is that the only reason? Do you think the plan didn't have alternatives to China? Trump already laid the groundwork. Trump tweeted out the following: we are right where we want to be with China. Remember, they broke the deal with us and tried to renegotiate. We will be taking in tens of billions of dollars in tariffs from China. Buyers of products can make it themselves in the USA, ideal, or buy it from a non-tariffed countries. We will then match or better the money that China may no longer be spending with our great patriot farmers, agricultural, which is a small percentage of the total tariffs received, and distribute the food to starving people in nations around the world. Great. Trump has a long game strategy. Remember, he traveled to different Asian countries in November of 2017? Trump quietly behind the scenes laid the groundwork with personal visits to Japan, South Korea, Vietnam, Philippines, India, and he met with these leaders face to face. And this is why he's continually out there saying that North Korea could be an economic powerhouse, because I do believe behind the scenes he also has a deal set up with Kim Jong-un. Now, he met face to face with these leaders and he set up bilateral trade agreements. When you look at this, you can see what he was doing. He knew that China was going to be a problem, and he was going to have to put a lot of pressure on China. And he knew he was going to need leverage or a contingency plan just in case the China talks didn't go well. Now, do I think the China talks are dead? The trade deal is dead? No. But Trump wanted to make sure that he could move forward with other countries. United States Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer released the following statement in response to Trump's speech on trade between the United States and the Indo-Pacific region at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit. This is what Lighthizer said. The president spoke loud and clear. The era of trade compromised by massive state interventions, subsidies, closed markets, and mercantilism is ending. Free, fair, and reciprocal trade that leads to market outcomes and greater prosperity is on the horizon. President Trump understands that too many nations talk about free trade abroad, only to shield their economies behind tariffs and non-tariff barriers at home. The United States will no longer allow these actions to continue, and we are willing to use our economic leverage to pursue truly fair and balanced trade. I look forward to doing as the president instructed me, and to pursue policies that will improve the lives of our workers, farmers, and ranchers. Now, think about what he's done. He set up bilateral trade agreements in all these countries because he knows as he continues with the tariffs and companies start to move out of China into these other countries, you will be able to purchase these items cheaper in the other countries. This is why he's saying this. He knew that this might happen. He planned well ahead before the China trade talks. So right now, Trump and the Patriots, they were already planned for this. And I know the mainstream media is out there and the financial pundits are saying, oh, this is terrible. We need to have China. No, we really don't. This was planned long ago. Trump knew that China might push back on the trade deal. Trump needed leverage, so he made sure he had some. Everything was done behind the scenes. Remember, he's working for the people, and they understand that the deep state is always going to be pushing back. And this is why he always, and the Patriots always go in a different direction to make sure that they have something else going on. Now remember, the entire plan is to bring down this globalist system, this central bank system. And he tried with Kane, he tried with Moore, and he couldn't get any traction with these two people. But if you notice something very, very important, the pattern of the people that he's choosing are always the same. Remember we mentioned Judy Shelton? What it looks like, the White House is considering Judy Shelton to fill one of the two vacancies on the Federal Reserve Board. Now, she's currently a U.S. Executive Director for the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, and previously worked for the Sound Money Project, which was founded to promote awareness about monetary stability and financial privacy. Remember, back in April, she wrote an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal, The Case for Monetary Regime Change. She is a gold bug. She wants sound money. And she wrote many different articles, and you could see that Trump is continually picking the same people. She said, the money is meant to serve as a reliable unit of account and store value across borders and through time. It's entirely reasonable to ask whether this might be better assured by linking the supply of money and credit to gold or some other reference point, as opposed to relying on the judgment of dozens or so monetary officials meeting 8 times a year to set interest rates. A linked system would allow our currency convertibility by individuals or foreign central banks. Either way, it could redress inflationary pressures. Trump is still pushing the plan, getting those individuals into the central bank to restructure it, to better the people of the world, especially the United States. Because once he does this for the Federal Reserve, it's going to spread to other banking systems. And I say private Western central banking systems. And they're going to be restructured. The entire plan is to bring down the central bank system. Now remember, a lot of these countries, they're controlled by the central banks. They're controlled by the elites still, even in China. Yes, Trump might have a great relationship with Xi Jinping, but there's still individuals within the country that are still pushing certain agendas, just like here in the United States. It's really no difference. Trump is taking on all these individuals, and I'm not just saying he's doing it alone. He's doing it with many people supporting him. And the movement is growing across the world. And you can see the plan is not always what it seems, just like with the trade deals with China. There was shadow deals that were made behind the scenes for leverage, just in case. Because Trump and the Patriots knew they had to work around the deep state, the central banks. And this is exactly what they're doing. They're getting ready and prepared for the transition. Why? How? Deregulating. Getting rid of the globalist trade deals. Making bilateral trade agreements. Restructuring the central bank. This is all being done on purpose. It's not coincidence. It's part of the plan. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.